Village Board of Trustees meeting for Tuesday, March 24th to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Blackwood.
Here.
President Hollenbeck.
Here.
Trustee Jacobson.
Here.
Trustee Krecklaw. Trustee Schultz.
Here.
Trustee Trimble.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Excellent. Thank you. Proof of posting.
Yes, notice was posted in the upper and lower levels, the Amundsen Center, Cambridge Post Office, Badger Bank, Bank First, and on the village website.
All right. Thank you. All right. Do we have any public comment? Would anyone like to make a public comment today? Okay, we'll move on from public comment. There will be another opportunity at the end of the meeting. So, but we do have two special guests today. So we have our first special guest on the agenda is Superintendent Heather Kramer to talk to us about the Cambridge School District of Cambridge.
Right here?
Yep. And just so you know, the mic that's in front of you is for the people who we're recording it, so it's for the people who are being recorded.
Fantastic. All right. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to be here this evening with you as our community partners and our local leaders. We appreciate the strong relationships between our school district and the municipalities that we serve, because together we serve the same families, we support the same kids, and we invest in the future of our community. Tonight, I'm proud to share the state of our schools, celebrating our successes, acknowledging our challenges, and highlighting the important work that we do to continue to do on behalf of our students. It is both an honor and a privilege to serve the School District of Cambridge as their superintendent. I'm fortunate to work with a dedicated team of administrators who serve our students, staff, and community with passion and professionalism. Whether it's through direct student support, operations, or special programming, the leadership that they have makes it a meaningful impact every single day. Our school district is filled with amazing individuals. We have talented teachers, we have great support professionals who meet the needs of our students daily. Our maintenance and custodial teams take great pride in ensuring our facilities are clean, safe, and functional. Our food service staff works hard to ensure that every child starts the day with the nutrition they need to focus and learn. We have one of the finest community programs in the state. Our CAP team exemplifies the power of strong community and school partnerships. Together, all of our employees make a difference in the lives of students and in the strength of our community. As a district, we are united by a common goal, doing what is best for the kids in our district. We strive to be competitive in an increasingly demanding world by offering well-rounded, relevant curriculum that prepares students for academic success in the workforce, both academically and non-athletically, or athletically and non-athletically. We continue to expand extracurricular opportunities so that students can reflect their interests and passions. Our goal is to ensure that every Cambridge student is prepared, if not more so than the peers across the state and beyond. Of course, with all of these goals come costs. Like many districts across Wisconsin, we are facing the challenges of inadequate school funding. This is not just a local issue, this is a statewide issue. But we will not let that define us or impede our mission, because we have so much to celebrate. This past year, our high school received its highest report card rating in the last decade, and the second highest in our district's history. We also saw a significant increase in student participation in extracurriculars, both athletic and non. Students excelled in many areas, on the field, on the track, on the stage, and well beyond. Our Student Learning Center, or our SLC, just outside of town had over 1,200 student visits that walked through, 19 visits from grades 4K through 5th grade, achieving our annual goal that every elementary student would step foot on that property. Nicolay Middle School had staff retention rates of 97%, a strong indicator of a positive school culture and climate. Cambridge Elementary implemented new reading curriculum, and they can continue to focus on delivering high-quality instruction and preparing students for future success. Again, we're not immune to the financial pressures across the state. As operational costs increase, state contributions to public education have not kept pace with inflation and created budget gaps across Wisconsin. Additionally, the state's voucher program for private and special needs education are funded through local taxpayer dollars. Last year, Cambridge taxpayers paid nearly $210,000 towards these programs. This year, that number is expected to be just over $185,000. We build our budget with a conservative and student-centered mindset. Our preliminary budget is approved annually in June, and then we finalize our budget in October once the state releases their final aid and enrollment figures. Our goal remains unchanged, to craft a solid, student-focused budget. This past year, we were able to increase our fund balance by $360,265, which brought it up to 14.62% of our operating budget. Our mill rate was set at $7.93 per 1,000, which was a decrease of 30 cents from the prior year. Our total all-fund levy was adopted at $9,498,038. Our current enrollment in the district is 853 students, 365 students at the elementary school, 193 at the middle school, 268 at the high school, and 27 students enrolled in our charter program. And yet we continue to be fiscally responsible. We continue to prioritize upkeep and improvement of our facilities. Our long-term facilities plan outlines building and grounds needs for the next 10 years. While our buildings have been well maintained, age brings inevitable updates. This past summer, we completed several projects at the middle school. This summer, we're going to be targeting roof repairs at the high school, along with repairs to asphalt in the athletic complex area. However, major systems like HVAC and roofing are reaching the end of their life expectancy, and these needs are being actively reviewed so that we can make informed, proactive decisions. We have engaged with the company Kraus Anderson, a firm out of Madison, to complete a feasibility and facility study for our district. This study will outline the needs within the district in each building and on our grounds. It will also take a closer look at each building and the repair that each building is in. It will create a comprehensive look at where we are and our vision for the future. We are also doing a comprehensive technology audit that will help us to ensure accessibility for our students and staff well into the future. But that looming question is always there. Is there enough in the operating budget to cover these deferred maintenance items? That is something that the board is carefully looking into. There may come a time where the district will need to ask the community for support for school maintenance. This will be a time that we will look for a strong community engagement to keep Cambridge schools moving forward. This year has brought many successes. The school district of Cambridge continues to place students at the center of everything we do. We're proud of the growth reflected on our state report cards, and even prouder of the instructional changes driven by data and best practice. And none of these would be possible without our community members. I would be remiss not to mention this past weekend and the tremendous and historical effort by our boys basketball team in qualifying and placing as a runner-up in the state tournament. And no, I didn't bring the ball, sorry. I was blessed to ride through downtown and see all of the support for our boys lining the streets during the parade leaving the community. The stands were packed with Blue Jay pride, and those watching from home and afar let us know. I think one of the neatest phone calls we received was on Friday morning, and we received a phone call, and I could tell it was an elderly person, no longer lives in the community but grew up here, telling us of how she graduated way back when and how her and her sister were watching the game and how excited they were and congratulating the kids. It was a really neat phone call to get. This is something that is so amazing for our kids in schools, but it was also amazing for our community. I've never been a part of something so special with a community that showed so much love and support to the kids. We truly made an impact in Madison. I stood on the sidelines talking with the director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser, and she was completely impressed with the students and the outpour of support from our community. They could not believe how many people were there showing their Cambridge pride. The support our schools receive from families, organizations, and local businesses is unmatched. Groups like the Booster Club, the Cambridge Foundation, and other parent organizations play essential roles in everything we do. Your generosity and commitment to our kids does not go unnoticed. Financial support, volunteerism, and community partnerships give our kids a distinct advantage. As we look to the future, we do so with grit and determination. Our mission reminds us to learn from the past, achieve in the present, and envision the future. And that's exactly what we intend to do. We're preparing our students to perform for life. Thank you for your continued support. Together, we can achieve so much more. I'm proud of what we've accomplished and even more excited for what's ahead. We are part of something great here in Cambridge. Working together, we will keep that spirit going and continue to thrive. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Heather.
Absolutely.
Does anyone have any questions for Heather?
I was just going to say I've heard wonderful things about you as our superintendent,
Thank you.
and I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to bring to the table here in the district, and keeping up the good work.
Right, thank you. It's a wonderful place to be. I'm enjoyed my time so far. So.
All right.
Maybe we can borrow the silver
was gonna say.
silver ball, like when people come in to pay their water bill. You can see it right
See it,
there.
you know?
Bring down the tensions
Yeah,
a little
right.
bit, right? Get that spirit in there.
Yeah.
Move it around town.
Right, exactly.
That's good idea.
Exactly, the
All right,
stand-
thank you
just
so
like
much
the
for
Stanley
coming
Cup.
in.
I mean, the worst you can say is
So
no.
much
I
fun.
guess.
Okay, and we'll move on to our next special guest, which is our representative on the Dane County Board of Supervisors, Carrie Marin. You want to come on up? Give us your little report?
A short one for you.
Excellent.
Thank you so much for the invitation to come tonight. I do have just a quick update on board stuff that's going on as I wrap up my first term and hopefully head into a second term. We'll see. But yes, I'm Carrie Marin. I'm your Dane County Supervisor for District 37. Here are some things that we're focusing on right now and things that we will be bringing into the next supervisory year. And couple years actually. So Data Center Advisory Committee is a new committee that I have actually been appointed to. It is the Advisory Committee on Data Centers, or the ACDC, which we kind of like. The purpose of this is to evaluate potential impacts of large-scale data center development on local infrastructure, farmland, water use, and energy demand. I'm sure you guys have all been seeing and hearing about the data center controversies and the information that's been coming in. So the purpose of the committee is really just to gather all the information that we can get, which is not a lot. There's not a lot out there now because it's so new, but we're trying to make sure we have all the information so that we can come to you as town representatives when you are approached by data center developers or other developers. You have all the information you need to make informed decisions. It's an 11-member committee. It includes experts in energy, environmental planning, technology, agriculture, and local government officials like myself. We're currently meeting monthly. The key focus is ensuring that municipalities have a strong voice in decisions and long-term costs are clearly understood before projects move forward. And I know we here in Cambridge understand how important it is to have all the information before these large-scale projects come to our town. Broadband expansion continues to remain a top priority for District 37. Construction continues in parts of the county through partnerships with providers such as UpNet and state and federal funding programs. Cambridge is relatively well served as far as internet goes, but a lot of our rural neighbors do not have high-speed internet, which is crazy in this day and age. I remain engaged with the county staff and providers to ensure that remaining gaps in service across the district are addressed and that future funding opportunities are fully leveraged. So if we ever have an opportunity here in Cambridge too, if there's issues with internet and high-speed internet, there's some really wonderful programs out there. County budget outlook. Dane County is once again entering a challenging budget cycle due to state-imposed levy limits and rising service demands. As we begin early discussions, my focus remains on maintaining core services while identifying efficiencies and protecting the programs that our residents rely on most. Cambridge Deerfield Connector Trail update. We're continuing to work towards progress in the Cambridge Deerfield Connector Trail. This has been going on for several years before I started, so I've kind of inherited that fun project. Conversations with the Gleisinger family have been sporadic, but they have tentatively agreed to consider an easement pending the results of the county's appraisal. So the county is supposed to be going out there to appraise the land where the easement will be. Whether other scheduling issues have come up, so far they have not gotten out there, but I keep hounding them and hopefully they will get out there in the very near future. At this point, we're waiting for the county to complete the appraisal so discussions can move forward. Then the big one, the legislative agenda for 2026-2028. The board this past week recently passed the 2025 Resolution 400 with amendments pertaining to the 2026-2028 county legislative agenda. In this resolution, I introduced language to call for the protection of local municipalities from oversight by the state government. While the amended language isn't as strong as my proposed language, it gives local communities a fighting chance to have a seat at the table. The language protects local control by making sure municipalities such as Cambridge, Christiana, Rockdale keep authority over zoning, farmland protection, and growth planning decisions. This would require state agencies to follow locally adopted comprehensive plans and would prevent large projects like utility-scale solar, transmission lines, battery storage, or data centers from moving forward without the approval from the affected local governing board. In short, it helps ensure that communities like ours have a real seat at the table when major infrastructure decisions affect their future. This proposal runs counter to the direction the state policy has been moving, so it will likely face resistance from lawmakers who prioritize uniform statewide sitting rules. Requiring formal municipality approval before state authorization would present a major shift in authority, and utilities and developers will strongly oppose it. Copies of this resolution will be sent to the governor, the leadership of both houses of the Wisconsin legislature, and the Wisconsin legislative delegation representing Dane County. So, going forward, we are hoping to have a stronger voice when it comes to large projects like the solar farm that we are living with now, and data center projects and things of that nature. So I'm hoping that even though this resolution will most likely face some pretty tough competition from the state, it's a start. And we are working towards, again, having these rural municipalities have a stronger voice and a seat at the table when it comes to these decisions. Madison has a strong voice. They have a lot of people that represent Madison, and Madison is wonderful, but we are too, and we deserve to have the same strong voice. So, having said that, if you ever have any issues or any things that you want me to share with the board, please don't hesitate to send them my way. I'm happy to share that, because my voice is your voice, and I'm happy to represent, and I hope I continue to represent the next 2 years. Any questions or issues, or anybody want to yell at me for anything? All right.
There was a recent, if you don't mind, there was a recent op-ed in the Capital Times from a local business owner. And basically the quotable that came out of that op-ed for me was, she's fearful that local municipalities are asleep at the wheel when it comes to data centers and them dealing with the PSC.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we navigate that from our standpoint right now?
And that's an excellent question, and I think that kind of is the reason why the ACDC was developed. I just like saying the ACDC. That's really why we were put together, because we've had those questions asked to us. Really, the most important thing is just making sure that when you are being I've had several board presidents from Rutland and Dunkirk who are, very rural, obviously, who have been approached by people who want to put in their data centers or who are looking at land. Is really just making sure that you are, putting the brakes on and doing your homework and letting me know at the county level, so that we can make sure that we're spreading the word too with municipalities that are within our district and surrounding districts. It's an excellent question, Chris, and I think we really have to just make sure that we're not rushing into things that when we don't have the answers yet.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about the data centers that I'm finding out though too is like these giant data centers that they are that have been in the news and that they've been talking about are really starting to scale down. So as you start hearing about more data centers being developed, they are starting to become, they're smaller, and they're not using as much energy, and they're not using as much water as we were first led to understand. Because like all technology, everything shifts and changes and improves. So again, it's just a matter of making sure that we have all the information. And I'm happy to share that as we go through the learning process. The end of this year, we are supposed to have a report together from the data committee to let you know what we found out, and here are the things that you can use. There's also I know that the towns are working on maybe putting together some sort of agreement where they can have maybe a moratorium on data centers or big large-scale projects like that until we have all the information. So I think working with your towns association, finding out what everybody else is doing and working together and putting your information and pooling that information, I think is a really smart way to go.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you for
Well,
coming
thank you
in.
so much. Thanks for all
Thank
you
you.
do.
All right, thank you, Carrie. All right, now let's move on to item 6, the consent agenda.
Blackwood will make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Creckwell, second.
Okay, I've got a motion from Blackwood and a second from Krecklau. The consent agenda is the village board minutes from March 10th, and then the water and sewer minutes from February 17th, which have been approved by the water and sewer board. So, any questions or comments on the consent agenda items? All right, all in favor for approving those, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Approval of the bills. And,
You need the amount.
yeah, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills in the amount of $158,723.99.
Oh, Jacobson will second that motion.
All right, I've got Krecklau who made a motion and Jacobson who seconded it. Discussion, please.
I can go over the 5,000. We got GFL Environmental, that's our trash and recycle folks. Their bill, $9,998.28. Got a couple bills from MSA Professional Services, one for $48,743.96, and another for $11,594.51. And before you start sounding the alarm for this, some of these, or quite a bit of this MSA Professional Services will get pushed to the developers, because a lot of these are for the different developers, the Koshagens, the 4 or 5 different developers we're working with right now. So, but as MSA, they work for us, so they bill us, and then we distribute that bill out. Salt Company LLC, that's a water and sewer bill, and it usually would go on the water and sewer for their agenda, but the bill is due before the meeting, so we wanted to get that included in here. And Badger Bank, principal interest on that, $14,552.69. That bad boy is the principal and interest. I want to say it's the last payment for the F-150 in Public Works. We made a bulk payment for the leaf collector, F-150, and a plow truck, a used plow truck at the time, and I believe the Dodge water truck. So those 4 vehicles with this last payment here will now be ours. So, and then Associated Bank, the water bond for 2015, that's $54,820, and that's what leaves us to our $158,723.99. Plus we have payroll down here for $24,977.56. In that bill run is our last payment to PAA, because now Brian is
Officially
is
ours.
officially ours.
Yay.
Yes.
Yay.
So, but I'm very happy. He actually got an audit done in one day, and I'm like, return on investment already. We're already seeing it.
Wow.
So I'm very encouraged by that. But there is a PAA bill in there for Brian's portion of work from to get us to the 16th. So that's where we sit there.
All right, thank you for that recap. Any other questions on the bills? All right. So I've got a motion from Krecklau and a second from Jacobson to pay the bills in the amount of $158,723.99. Roll call, please.
Trustee Jacobson.
Yes.
Trustee Krecklau.
Yes.
Trustee Schultz.
Yes.
Trustee Trindle.
Yes.
Trustee Blackwood.
Yes.
And President Hollenbeck.
Yes. All right.
Just one note,
That passes.
one saved round. GFL Environmental did say in their last invoice that because of gas prices, there may be a slight increase on the next bill run that comes through. So
And that was part of the contract.
Yeah.
They've got that one little thing about flexing depending on gas prices. I
Exactly.
remember that, so.
so just to
When we
FYI.
negotiated the contract, yep. but it's nice that they gave us a heads up,
Mm-hmm.
so that's good. Okay, committee reports, library board.
I will take that one. It's
All right.
been most of the quarter since we've had the first quarter of this this calendar year. Sorry, I'm like used to being at a different board. So the annual report for the library was completed and submitted. That's something that the South Central Library System requires the library to do. The 2025 programs were very well attended despite the Springwater Street construction in June. They did see a little bit of a dip in their June numbers, but we were glad that the construction got done early. The board would like to thank Public Works for taking the time to come and flush the hot water heater, which has given the library some problems. We had to have the HVAC system repaired. The library is still looking for a trustee who is a Village of Cambridge resident to fill a vacancy on the library board of trustees. And if anyone is interested, they can email a letter to the library director, Samantha Seaman. The Winter Library Challenge had 50% more people participate in it than last year, so we were very excited about
That's
that.
good.
That's awesome.
Starting on April 17th, there is a new catalog system coming to the library. So for the week of the 17th, the week of the transition, people will need to bring in their library card in order to check anything out. And in preparation for the transition, the library will close on April 13th so that the staff can train on the new system and be ready for the transition. And there is a reminder in the packet that was included. So thank you, Brian.
All right, anybody have any questions for trustee Trendle?
I do. I'm just curious, why is there a new system?
It is from the South Central Library system that the Cambridge Library is part of. The old one is just outdated, and this is a little bit more modern. It was, it's just part of the fees that we pay to them, so it wasn't any additional expense.
Okay, just curious.
That was a good question.
Thanks.
All right. All right, thank you, trustee Trendle. So next, Water and Sewer Commission. I guess that would be me. It was a short meeting. Don't think there was, I don't think there was anything.
Was Josie here?
Yeah, Josie was there.
And you were back there.
Yep, and here was the minutes
Oh.
from here. I thought, nope.
Is that what this is?
You know, I didn't include the minutes.
Nope, that wasn't it.
Should have put those minutes in there. I thought I did. Guess not. Trying to think, there was the main thing was you were talking about, what was the desk cost? I don't have the website up, do you?
I'm getting it.
I know there were a couple things that were deferred that Blake brought back. Oh, the pricing on the
Oh, water tower.
water tower for the valve.
Yep.
And the other part was the pricing on, wasn't there another price on something else? Oh, the sewer lining.
Sewer lining.
Sewer linings and the valve in the water tower.
So the sewer lining, I think we're still looking for some additional pricing on that.
I think there was one, you had two quotes, they were
Yep.
still waiting on the third quote.
Yeah, we're still waiting on third for that one. And the water tower, there's a valve in the water tower that's leaking, and it's been leaking for a long time. We're going to replace it with a different type of valve that will prevent this leaking from occurring. In order to do that, though, they have to drain the water tower.
Oh, gee.
So
So,
they're gonna go ahead and do the maintenance on it, clean it, and
Correct.
do the painting inside while it's drained.
yep,
And that'll be like a couple of years earlier than what the normal schedule would be, but it will save money in the long.
it'll save money in the long run because it resets that every 5 years you must drain your water tower and do maintenance inside and clean it. And so it'll reset that 5-year clock for us. And because it's already drained, it just makes sense for us to do it a little bit early. So, yeah, so that's what we'll be doing. And that'll be taking place sometime in April. We may be slightly impacted because with the water tower drained, how water goes to everyone and works throughout the community. Everybody will still have water. It'll be fine. It just the pressure might not be quite as strong as it is as you're used to.
So they have to basically coordinate with the fire department
Yep.
because
Yep.
pressures will be down during that time. It'll only be like, what, a day, I think, half a day, they said?
Well, it might be a little bit longer
Well,
because
Probably
we're
gonna be
doing the
longer than
Not
that,
a
maintenance.
half
So
a day.
yeah,
I think it takes half a day for them basically to drain it.
to drain it and then
Another-
yeah.
I
So,
think they said total of 3 days.
yep,
Was it?
total of
Another
3
day to-
days.
Another day to do the work, another day to fill it.
And then they've already talked to the fire department because we will have to rely on mutual aid during those 3 days because our won't be enough pressure built up to push water for that. So
How will that affect the solar folks? Because they're doing like bulk water. So is that going to impact them?
that's a great question. I'll reach out to Blake or Chris. Can you double circle around with Blake and just it's probably maybe just in informing them of what bulk water usage for those particular days how it might be
Call my
impacted.
renter.
Okay. All right. Good. Great question. All right. That was it. Probably it for water sewer. Any questions on that? All right. We're going to move on then to the administrator report. Administrator Brunig, what have you got for us?
I got a couple things here. First thing, I'm gonna pass this around. This was a scam that we found out between Judy and I. But this is how conniving scammers are getting now, and this caused us to do an action. I talked to President Holoubek about it already. I had a conversation with our lawyer, but we basically took off our fee schedule online because they got all of our fees and they sent a bill to one of our developers on behalf of us.
With an ACH directions to pay it.
Yeah.
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 So,
And the only reason the developer called us was because they'd already talked to MSA and found out they owed nothing before they got this bill.
What if they hadn't?
But if they hadn't,
might
though,
they would have, yeah.
Oh, man.
So that excitement happened, and then I got some updates for you for the regionalization. We are 75% complete with the
okay.
Rockdale regionalization. The boring has begun. This is straight from our senior engineer. The boring began drilling from Rockdale to Cambridge the week of 3/2. Then Zignego, which is the Rockdale engineers, spent 3 days on construction, then took a break due to weather. This week they're working on connection points and fusing pipes through the project area. Tentatively, they're expected to be completed by the end of this week with hardscape work next week. So a completion date of 3/27, which is right here soon, and then a day of asphalt work, weather dependent. So, and then there was a damaged rare Japanese elm tree on Spring Street that was the responsibility of the Rockdale Zignego, and they are responsible for removing and replacing that tree. So that was a change order, and they are taking care of that. They basically just ran into it. So, and then the update on the Frontier Verizon fiber. A lot of phone calls, a lot of people wondering what's going on. Why is there cables in my front yard? This project is 40% complete. 800 homes are complete right now. Now they're working on pole work, working at a completion of mid-May for that fiber. They have moved from the transition, so they now are officially Verizon. They're no longer Frontier.
Okay.
So, but once that is finished, then like we talked Jennifer about the library, we talked with Paula about possibly getting a municipal rate for high-speed internet. So and phone lines.
Which would be very nice.
And then there was, I think everybody got the good news about the grant from the Cambridge Foundation of $37,000, and we're very grateful. There was a question mark about $3,000, and we got that answered today, and that has to do with some landscaping by the Amundsen Center right up here by the corner of the building here. So
So the Public Works is going to be very busy. We got approval for the landscaping around here. We got the $20,000 for the improvement for Veterans Park,
Nice.
which I'm
Awesome.
really
It's beautiful.
excited about that.
20,000 for what?
Veterans Park.
Oh, yeah.
We got $7,000 for the downtown beautification, so we will have fresh flowers and garland again, thanks to the
Wonderful.
foundation. And then $7,000 for, what's that one, Chris?
7,000 for,
Yeah, I can't remember the third one.
yeah, it was for tree removal.
Oh, yes, that's right. Tree removal and tree planting.
Right.
So removal and planting for items we need. So all things that are definitely going to help our budget, all things that will be great for the village. And once again, thank you to the Cambridge Foundation. They are really, truly great benefactors for the
Yeah,
village of Cambridge.
definitely.
So thank you.
Yes, they are.
All right, anything else, Chris?
Nope, anything for me? No, okay.
All right, we'll move on to unfinished business. Discussion and approval of resolution number 2026-02, terminating the intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Cambridge and the Town of Oakland that is dated June 20th of 2006.
Oh, okay. So
This
that's
is
the actual
that's the
resolution.
This is the resolution
intergovernmental
we passed that
agreement.
We had to wait for,
Okay.
we had to make
I was like,
sure it came back
whoa,
around.
that's a typo.
Yeah, this is the IGA that we discussed last
Yep,
meeting.
okay.
We made a motion coming out of closed session to terminate.
Terminate.
And the resolution is just sort of the official business of that.
Sounds good.
So if anyone wants to make a motion?
Trustee Krecklow will make a motion to terminate the intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Cambridge and the Town of Oakland dated June 20th, 2006. That resolution number, just for reference, is 2026-02.
Trustee Trent will second.
All right. All right, discussion.
Nope, I'm all good.
Have we had any conversations with that we want to discuss or anything like that with Oakland?
The chair contacted me via voicemail and asked if I shared their proposal with the rest of the board, and I assured her that I did share it with the board because I'm not unilaterally just going to make a decision and write a letter and send it to her. So that question was brought up, and then the conversation, was it two days ago, about, well, Potter Road is really bad and we're still in the intergovernmental agreement.
Oh,
So they're speaking to their legal folks about it. So with that being said, our Public Works went out there and just like they did everywhere else in the village,
Filled
they
potholes.
yeah,
filled
doesn't
potholes and did
That's-
the
Yep.
maintenance portion and did what it states in that intergovernmental agreement.
That's what maintenance is.
Right.
beautiful.
So,
Okay.
but Cody and his team were all over it, and they
Great.
took care of that. And they took care of the other road as well. I do know that there was, Laura shared with me that the superintendent had contacted her on a couple occasions about Potter and how it was dangerous for students but again, it's something that doesn't even come up in our LRIP. It's not our road. So there might be a little section there right by well number 3 that belongs to Cambridge. That's about it. So that safety aspect was brought up, but I didn't, superintendent didn't bring anything about, but she kind of had her dialogue
Yep.
already prepared, so,
Okay.
so.
All right, I think for the best interests of Cambridge, I think terminating this agreement at this point and falling back on state statutes for things related to zoning and extraterritorial things and items like that, I think is good. I think letting the town of Oakland take care of their own roads, because over the last few years, by trying to partner with them, there's been a lot of, I think, animosity perhaps built up between the two communities. So I think letting them take care of their roads and we'll take care of our roads, I think is probably a best solution as well. And those are the majority of the items that are in that intergovernmental agreement. So, you know, one of the other things that was called out in there is us sharing services where we can. And the town of Oakland has made it clear that there are services they don't want to share with us. So they aren't really even abiding by that portion of the IGA anymore.
Makes sense.
So I think it just makes sense for us to terminate. All right. So I've got a motion from Krecklau and a second from Trendle to approve resolution 2026-02. All in favor, say aye.
That's a roll call.
Aye.
Oh, roll call
Is it
for
roll?
resolutions?
Yeah, ayes and
It can be, yeah.
Do you want us to roll call it?
Sure.
Okay, roll call.
Trustee Krecklau,
Yes.
Trustee Schultz,
Yes.
Trustee Trindle,
Yes.
Trustee Blackwood,
Yes.
President Hollenbeck,
Yes.
Trustee Jacobson.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. All right, we will go on to new business. Discussion and possible action on placing the Welcome to Cambridge sign for the east side of the village in Veterans Park to replace the current sign there. Chris, do you want to?
Yeah, I went up and down, you know, putting it, it fell through that we were gonna be able to put it on the golf course area or a piece of land by the golf course. And then taking a look at other parcels, literally going, talking to Arseem, talking to other business owners, a mink farm, whatever. It just, there's no spot for it there that isn't gonna cost us a ton of money with legal fees and, you know, going back and looking at everything. I personally, talking it over with Public Works and Cody and his team, we would like to be able to put it in a place where we kind of have control and we're not having to spend thousands of dollars in legal fees just to get easements and to make something happen. And so we kind of threw out the idea of, well, why not put it in Veterans Park? That metal sign, if you recall, I don't know if you remember this, Paul, you might not have been on the board, but that sign was supposed to just be a temporary sign. It was metal on both sides. I think Lisa, she just, the last minute kind of got what she could find from you know, Come and Play or something on there. It says something like to that effect. I have pictures here of placement-wise of where we could put it, but it's sitting, it's collecting dust in well number 3 right now, and it's a great sign. We spent a lot of money on it, and I figured with the $20,000 that's going into the renovation, we can incorporate that company to come in and place it properly. And then, you know, I think our cost for them to place it was maybe like $100 to put it in. You know, they were gonna still allow us to.
They were cutting us a break,
Right.
even though we did the two signs at different points in time.
Yeah.
They were cutting us a break and agreeing to come back and put it in for us at a much reduced rate.
And I'll pass my phone around. I took some pictures of the area where that sign is, and we would have it probably front facing because
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
a two-sided sign. It would be more front facing.
Front facing Main Street.
Main Street,
Oh.
correct.
Oh, yeah.
There's a bunch of pictures there. You can swipe through them if you'd like. I didn't want to waste the paper and print them all off, but
So replacing that sign that has like the little bulletin board underneath it, replacing that sign front facing Welcome to Cambridge.
And we could utilize that sign still and put it at Westside Park.
Oh, sure.
Cody has already got some ideas of placement for Westside Park.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So
Okay.
we can repurpose it, you know, still utilize, it's still a good sign, so.
So
But,
I will make a motion to direct staff to proceed with placing the Welcome to Cambridge sign in Veterans Park to replace the current sign that is there.
Scholes will second.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second. Discussion.
Do we
I
have,
think with all the options, trying to get it on that side of town where the thing was trying to drive in, how many banging heads in the wall, so I'm all for it.
And
so
Jefferson
let's get it
County
going.
made their point apparent right from the get-go.
yeah,
Yep.
they were not
Won't even consider it, so.
super
Dane County.
easy to work with.
But Quick Trip in that area there, but
Do we have any concerns with the size and it kind of being obstructive in that area in any way? I'm thinking.
it is a very large sign. It might, but again, with the grant and the refurbishment, we'd want to put it in and work with whoever we have coming in to do that landscaping to incorporate that sign within it.
And maybe if it makes sense, instead of setting it where it is now, sort of centered on the block, if it makes more sense to maybe, because we've got that Veterans Memorial over here, we've got the big memorial in the center, so would it make more sense to put the welcome maybe on to offset?
Yeah.
So the middle would be open, you know, so I would trust staff to make a decision on what's going to have best aesthetic.
Yeah, it kind of place it by the huge flagpole, you know, because that's large in itself, so it's that sign will look kind of minuscule compared to
Yeah.
the
Right.
flag and the
We'd want to bring it out as close
yeah.
to the road, I think, as we
Yeah.
could, yeah. I would,
But we have a lot of things to navigate there. There's
Yeah.
2 light poles. There's a drinking fountain there. There's a dog poop station that can be moved or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's there. There's a couple other things, but I trust in Cody and staff to figure out a good placement. And then the sign company's going to give their advice too. And I thought their placement where they put the one by Quick Trip was great.
I think the one that,
Yeah,
like Trick.
that
was
looked very
great.
nice.
Yep,
That they did very well.
So.
okay. All right, any further discussion? All right, we've got a motion from Hollenbeck and a second from Scholes for directing staff to place the welcome sign in Veterans Park. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. Discussion and possible action on proposal from Accurate Appraisal to conduct a full reevaluation of the village.
Actually,
Just,
I'll go over this for you real quick. If you read up here at the top, it talks about the option sheet. Basically, the current situation is that we're not in compliance so far as our assessment ratio is too low by statute. The last IMU or interim market update was in 2022. Our last contract with Accurate was for 4 years, and it was maintenance only, meaning each year they just do their regular maintenance work based on any new construction and such that's happened as of January 1st. The pricing at the bottom, we should jump down to that. The current contract pricing for maintenance, annual maintenance, is $15,600. A market update, or IMU, would be $25,200. If they went and did an exterior walk of each property, it would be an additional $29,000 plus the annual cost for either an IMU or maintenance. And then if we did a few full interior walks for a full revaluation, it would be $58,000 plus the cost of the IMU and maintenance. So what they gave us was 2 proposals. They are not truly the full revaluation using exterior and interior type tours. They are basically proposing either to do a 4-year with a 2027 market update plus the other 3 maintenance years. That blended price of $18,000 is what we would pay per year for 4 years, and that's how they get to the $72,000.
And that keeps us in compliance.
That would keep us in compliance. The 5-year blend basically includes both a 2027 IMU or market update and a 2031 market update with 3 years of maintenance in between. The blended price there would be $19,440 a year for 5 years, which is $97,200. So from what staff's opinion was on this, if you looked at the 5-year, you know, you're likely going to see an increase. If you did a 4-year contract and then tried to do another contract, you're going to see probably an increase in maintenance cost and or the market updates. So probably getting it priced out like this ahead of time is probably better, and there's only a $1,440 difference
Yeah.
between the two contracts per year. So it probably makes sense to go with a 5-year contract. If you want to do the exterior walks or the interior walks, you know, full revaluation would probably give you a longer period of being in compliance, but it's a lot more expensive. And they believe that we can satisfy the requirements with an IMU.
Just for reference sake, have we ever done exterior walks for appraisals or interior?
It says we have not completed. It says additionally not completed full revaluation within the last 10 years at least, which is recommended by Department of Revenue. But so we're kind of way out of that window. But I mean, as long as you can at least keep the interim market updates. Part of the interim market updates is making sure, one, that they've got the improvements that have been put on by permits are on there, and also they take into account any sale prices that have happened with the local market. I mean, obviously you could miss revaluing a house maybe if they did work that was off done without permits, which is the main drawback of not having any interior and exterior walks. But sometimes it's harder to also schedule and get those interior walks, which is why it costs so much more. They have to make a lot more outreach and visits to the community to try to get that done.
I want to say we did one shortly after we moved here in like 2003. We moved here in 2002, so I want to say 2003, because I just remember this random person walking through our house that I had no idea who they were. So yeah, I don't think there's been anything since then.
I think we've had an exterior one.
Have we had
That's
an
what I was
exterior?
thinking.
Because I remember, again,
Yeah.
somebody walking around the outside of my house.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Okay.
Man, my experience with them before on doing these either exterior walks or interior walks, when I say 29,000 plus IMU or maintenance, they would basically give us a price with it blended in there again.
Oh, sure.
So it's split across it. But
And what would an advantage to the village? So if we would do like the exterior walk or something along those lines, what could be potential advantages that would offset the cost?
Additional property tax revenue. If
Well-
somebody was an interior walk and there's a bunch of things updated, right, then the house gets appraised at a higher rate.
If somebody does an interior, oh, look, they finished their basement. We didn't know they had a finished basement. Now their property taxes go up.
just to be clear there, it's kind of splitting hairs, but it's not really necessarily you're getting more taxes. It's just that typically what will happen is when the values of your properties go up, your mill rate goes down.
Yep.
If you're on
That's true.
if you're on the lower side of the average increase, you'll probably see your bill go down, and if you're on the higher side, you'll probably see it go up a little bit. But Belleville did theirs, for example, in 2020 during COVID. We weren't able to do the interiors because of that, but we would see, like, let's say a condo went up like 28%, but it impacted it overall $60 a year. So I mean, sometimes that percentage doesn't quite fill out to what your actual increase is because of your mill rate going down. You really don't know till you're done with it. But more accuracy just basically means you don't have. Typically, what happens is your older properties are basically kind of coasting on the values of the brand new houses that are closer to market value when they're appraised. And that's usually what happens. You know, it just kind of more or less equalizes it out, and the effect is you lower your mill rate overall. But I mean, it doesn't really necessarily give you the main advantage would be just that your assessment ratio is closer to the 100% then, which means basically that
You're going to be in compliance long.
when you're in compliance longer, and when you're selling, when properties are selling, you know, your values are reflecting what the assessed value is.
It's not going to be distorted as it
Yep.
is now.
But we are in compliance with either the 4 or 5 year blended option without the interior and exterior, because it looks like that's just a recommendation,
Right.
right?
Yep.
So,
Right.
okay.
Did we budget for this?
Well, that's why
We-
this is why this would be going into effect in 27. So this would be in the new
Okay.
budget.
Okay, got it.
So this year we budgeted, and this is, so, yeah, budget every year.
This year you just have a maintenance cost in
Yep.
there.
And so our maintenance cost is the 15,600, which is what we're paying right now.
Correct.
Okay.
That's typical.
So
when you're not in compliance, and this goes back to what Chris had said back originally when he first brought this up, was if the state mandates that you get into compliance, then they can require you to do the full revaluation. So
So we don't want to get into that.
as long as you can get the IMU and get your values down, so that you're typically, you want to be at least within 90% or greater. You know, when you get below that, that's when they start looking at you. When you get below 80 is when they really start, putting pressure on you. So I think, what were you, 78%, 79%? So
78.
you've got a lot of room there, and hopefully we can get that extra 10 or 12% up with an IMU. That should put you in compliance for the 4 years you need.
So, do we have anything, this would be for 2027? then?
Correct.
So, but they want basically a signing off for the next 2027,
Yeah,
so
our
it have to be
contract is up
budgeted
with
then.
them.
Because they need to
Procedure
plan
budget
for it.
and-
Yep.
Okay.
Because what'll happen is
That
next
makes
year,
sense.
the effect next year will be, whereas this year you have your open book and it's on your meetings list, actually. You have your open book in, I think it's May, or open book in June, and then your board review in July. Well, next year, it'll probably be more like, you'll have your open book in August and your board review in like September. Because it'll just take them a little while longer probably to get that IMU updated.
Okay.
I guess the thing that I would, since we're still in the question phase, is there an appetite to have an external walk done? And then that would be blended into the five-year plan.
And that's kind of where I was going with that is, I mean, if you're talking about it blending into the 5-year plan, it'd be nice to know kind of, well, obviously we'll know for the budget cycle, but if it's going to keep us longer compliant and more accurate, is it something we consider?
I was kind of mulling that over with downtown properties.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't, you can't necessarily cherry
What,
pick.
I mean,
No, it's gonna be-
exterior, I mean, what big changes have there been to any of the exteriors downtown that's going to affect really
Right.
the price of the building? I mean, let's be realistic.
But no,
I mean-
downtown would be more the interiors than
Yeah.
the
The
exteriors.
hotel.
But
And I think
The
houses
hotel.
are also more interior than exterior. I mean, your exterior, I mean,
The motel
even
downtown.
the new porches I put on my house,
Mhm.
I mean, it's because, I mean, it got appraised at higher was only like, it only added like $20,000 to the price of my house. And that was after the new build, because they do come out and appraise it after you
Right.
have pull a building permit. So, I mean, that was like negligible. I mean, that isn't close to what we paid for those two new porches, but it didn't increase the property of my house that much. So I don't think that exterior work
Yeah, is it gonna?
is going to have as big of an impact as an interior walk through would do.
And at some point in time, are we required to do an interior?
Only if you're mandated to do a full evaluation, full
Okay.
revaluation.
And
I think
that we
that's
would
as
be
if it dips-
mandated if we
dips
fell
below.
below that
When you-
80% for
if
too
you stay,
long.
yeah, I think, what is it, 2 years, 3 years, if you're
Yep.
below 80%, they require you to do it. It's just, they move at the speed of state government, so it takes them about 3 years to catch up and tell you.
Sure.
I'm more inclined to keep the budget level and not put any more on future budget problems, and then if that comes up that they have to deal with, then it's gonna come up. I would guess if we wanted to do a full exterior at some point down the line, you know what I mean, like, we could contract that out individually, right? Like, in 2 years or whatever, if it was, made sense, right?
I mean, I would think that if you, let's say you went into a 4 or 5 year and you said, hey, we want to upgrade to 2031 to do an exterior, I think they would probably work with you on top of that. But I mean, they would basically take out the cost of the IMU and basically put in whatever the exterior cost would be at that point. So you're basically looking at a $4,200 difference between a market update and an exterior walk. That's based on now's prices, though. Who knows? They might
Right.
go up. They might go up 20,000 between now and then.
Right.
I doubt it.
So if we look at the 4 and the 5 year,
Seems to make sense for the 5. That seems
I
to
think
make
so,
sense
too.
I agree.
because if you can lock anything in at today's prices, let's do it.
I would agree.
All right. Okay, anybody want to, I'll entertain a motion for,
Blackwood will make a motion to, how do we want to word this? To approve a full, are we doing
five-year
full
blend?
revaluation?
no,
No, 5 year,
The
sorry,
5-year blend.
5-year blend
yep.
with accurate appraisal.
Trustee Krecklo, second.
Okay, I've got Blackwood who made a motion, and Krecklau who seconded it to go with the 5-year blend for accurate appraisals for the years 2027 through 2031. Any further discussion?
Nope, good to me.
All right, this is money, so let's do roll call.
Okay, Trustee Schultz,
Budget, really.
Yes.
Trustee Trindle,
Yes.
Trustee Blackwood,
Yes.
President Hollenbeck,
Yes.
Trustee Jacobson,
Yes.
Trustee Krecklau.
Yes.
Okay, carries.
All right, item number 11C, discussion and approval of resolution number 2026-03, approving additional election inspectors for the 2026-2027 term. Looks like we've got 2 additional names, Evelyn Lund and James Singleton, being added to our election inspectors. We get people all the time that we add to the rolls, right?
Correct. And Mr. Singleton had just moved to the community from Village of Oregon, where he used to be an election inspector, and then Ms. Lund was already on our list, but administered in the first go-around because she had a charter email address, and apparently charter likes to eat our emails, especially if they're sent
emails,
out in
yep.
bulk. So I
right.
recently had to send them out bulk and individually to everybody with a charter email address on my list. So yeah. So those 2 I would like to add.
All right, does anyone want to make a motion?
Trustee Krecklo make a motion approving resolution number 2026-03, additional election inspectors for the 2026-2027 term.
Trustee Jacobson will second that motion.
All right. I've got a motion from Krecklau, a second from Jacobson. Any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. Future agenda items. Who has any items we would like our staff to take a look at in the
The
future?
committee assignments for the Plan Commission meeting for
Yep.
the 27th.
I was curious about LBK Phase 2.
That is an item that we're going to bring up in Public
Works.
We don't have enough, I don't want to have a Public Works meeting for just that one thing.
Sure.
So just kind of,
Did we direct
we'll wait for
staff
the new-
to
yes,
get
take a look
bids
at some
though,
bids.
right?
Oh, yeah, we did.
Didn't
Yeah.
we?
Yep.
And Cody did get a bid, but it was for just the pole and the basketball.
Oh, not
So
for
we
the
went back
Oops.
and-
It's not for the
Whoops.
court
Okay.
itself.
We needed to expand
I'd
it a little
imagine that
bit
was
more than- So,
So in the works.
yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Thanks.
And now with all of the foundation things, there might be room for some more items on a public works meeting.
Yeah, it could be, yep, absolutely.
Well, if you're adding to the public works, this has come up in my neighborhood. I just thought I'd bring it up here. It came to the board last year. We decided with budget to not wash the water tower, like power wash
Yeah,
the
the
dirty
water and sewer board is looking at that.
Okay, just wanted to make
yep.
sure. It came
Yep.
up last year. We decided to pass, so.
I think for this year, it is not a priority for water and sewer. And here's why. What we want to spend money on for water and sewer are changing out the 25-year-old water meters that are in everyone's houses and the radio antennas. We've got about 500 houses in the area in Cambridge that have water meters that are 25 years or older. And so that's sort of the priority for spending. And then sewer line
Sewer lining is huge.
is the other priority. And the reason why is that those things can help us keep costs steady. If we do sewer lining, we reduce the amount of I&I, which is water that shouldn't be getting in the sewer lines, which will then extend the life of our water and sewer plant. If we do the meters and the new reading equipment, number one, you're going to get a lot more accurate readings, and we'll be able to, instead of doing the readings perhaps on those 1,000 per thousands, we'd be able to actually get it down to how much you're actually using and paying for how much you're using. It also would allow our staff to be able to read all of your meters remotely. And then also, if you sign up for that PSN, you could go online every day and see how much water you're using. So you would never have to worry about, oh my God, did I leave the faucet running? And get a big bill, because you would be able to see how much water you're using. So we see those as big benefits at this point than painting the water tower.
I
We know we
agree.
have to do it.
I agree 100%. I just
Yep.
I had a couple constituents say things are looking like a lot better around town, and that water tower is kind of, and I'm like, okay, I'll
But
just make sure,
if
just
you can
throw
let-
it on maybe an agenda item
Yep.
to consider.
If you can
that's
let them know, yes, we know it's important. We would probably be looking at 2027, probably doing the water tower.
Okay.
Where are those water meters located?
In
the
your
homes?
house.
Inside?
Yeah, they're inside the houses.
Must be in the basement
And
someplace.
were they
Yep.
complaining about the repainting of it or the cleaning of it?
Cleaning of it.
Okay. So,
Oh, got it.
Thank you.
because I think we're mandated to have it painted so many
Yeah.
years.
It wasn't
Right.
painting, it was the
Yeah,
cleaning of
I
it.
got you.
I think yeah, good. Okay,
Thank you.
what else do we have? Anything?
I wanted to ask if we had any updates on a budget to actual for first quarter at all?
We get, so we are going to get the,
Oh, you missed the last
Yeah,
Last
you
meeting, we
went
had one last
last-
meeting.
We went-
we
Yes.
had it at the last meeting.
Dang.
Yep.
We
So
can
the first
get a
meeting
printout.
of every month
Okay.
now will have a budget on where we are for that end of that previous month.
Excellent.
So, and Brian gave us
Excellent.
our first one at the last
Oh,
meeting.
dang, that was a
And
bad meeting.
Oh,
to miss.
very
so
exciting.
and we've decided that once a month for the board is probably a more accurate way to do it, and it'll be the first meeting of every month. And then Brian will also, at that point, as our treasurer, will have a treasurer report for those meetings as well.
Awesome, awesome.
And
Great.
Brian did a good job of pointing out, like, he gave that first report, but there was like some things with like massive 1,000% differences. Well, based on when the payments come in and different things, but he
Yep.
explained all of it, so that was really good. I thought it went together, so.
Yeah,
Thank you.
great question. All right,
Oh, I have one more
Anything
thing.
else?
I'm
Yep.
sorry. One more thing. I didn't catch this until after we approved the minutes. In numbers 14 and 15, my name is listed and I was not present. So, whoops. Sorry I didn't catch that sooner.
That's what happens when I cut and paste, so I
That's
will
all
take
right.
those out.
That's-
Oh, yeah, there you go. Good catch. I didn't even see
Good
it.
catch.
Which is kind of funny because I was using the, those are the, those are the easiest ones.
Heck, yeah, all good.
Yeah,
so-
all good.
Very good. All right, we'll make that correction. Okay, any other items? Okay, public comment. Would anyone like to make a public comment? All right, once again, Brian and Sarah, you guys are planning to be at the next meeting?
Yeah.
At this
I'm
point?
glad we
I am
clarified that
now,
because I had
yes.
no
Okay,
idea. I had no idea.
Okay, great. All right, then we will see you at the next meeting. Next meeting dates. So in-person absentee voting starts on Tuesday, March 27th and runs through Friday, April 3rd.
Oh.
Spring election, Tuesday, April 7th. Village Board, Tuesday, April 14th. Library Board, Wednesday, April 15th. Water and Sewer, Tuesday, April 21st. Plan Commission, Monday, April 27th. Village Board, Tuesday, April 28th. We also put out here, open book is Monday, June 22nd from noon until 2. If you want to see what your appraisal is going to be, that is the time to look at it. And then if you want to issue a concern about that, you will need to do that prior to the Board of Review date, which is Wednesday, July 8th.
And
Yes.
just to clarify, it's actually Tuesday, March 24th.
Yeah, I was
Today
wondering.
it started.
It started today.
Oh, it started
early.
Tuesday, March 24th. Oh, sorry.
What's,
Yep.
what started?
The
In-person
absentee
voting.
voting. Absentee
Oh,
voting
oh,
started
mhm.
today.
I keep getting my dates for March and April
Yeah,
backwards.
there
I don't
we
know
are.
why.
Oh, did I hand mine in too soon?
No, you're
Okay.
good.
Oh, okay.
Because the mailed ones were sent last week,
Oh, okay.
but people could start coming in today.
All right,
There is a joint police
joint police.
on the 14th as well.
Was there a idea for all 4 communities one too?
Yes,
somewhere
that
along
was April 29th, I think.
Yeah, I think it was
So
that
we-
Wednesday.
Is that
Yep.
So
Wednesday?
the new board will need to
Yep.
realize that one too. So.
Yes, April 29th.
And which one is that on the 29th?
That will be a joint municipality meeting for fire and EMS discussions.
Oh, okay.
It's
And
gonna
the
be in
joint police, you said
Christiana.
it'll be the
In Christiana.
14th?
What's that? Joint police is 14, yeah.
In Crystal.
What
It's
time on
5
the
o'clock
14th?
at Deerfield.
What time?
It's 5
5 at Deerfield?
at Deerfield.
And the joint municipality one's gonna be in Christiana.
Okay, anything else?
Do we know how the other municipalities voted on the fire and EMS budget?
I have not heard. Rockdale voted last night. Christiana had the wrong year listed, so I don't know how that worked out. And I have not had conversation with our Lake Mills rep yet, so.
All right, any other meetings or special dates we need to make note of? All right, then I will entertain item 15.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry,
Wait,
I
go
want to
ahead.
back up. Are we going to try and get a personnel meeting? Because we talked about that.
I reached out and see if we could get one, but I don't know if we
We-
could get one together. So.
I think the only time we had that we could get all 3 of you together was 30 minutes last Wednesday. And with Jennifer not being available on Monday, it was kind of thought, well, there wasn't much of a need to meet.
Right.
So whenever you guys get ready, let me know.
If you want, we can do it next week. But we gotta.
Oh.
I would rather have all 3 of us available than try to
Yeah,
do
no,
2
I
like we've been
100%
try to
agree
get
with
through the other 2 times to make the progress. So
Um,
I'm offering to run it if we got the schedule.
Want to do Wednesday or Thursday next week?
So we're talking the 1st or the April 1st or April 2nd?
I guess you could really do any day. There's no meetings.
I think I could do either of those. I'm looking at the right month.
We already have an agenda, handbook.
Yes.
That's about it.
That's the agenda item.
Yeah.
Great.
Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday.
Sounds like Thursday then?
Monday, Tuesday. I can do Monday or Tuesday as well. Brian, what's your conflicts?
Can you do Monday, Tuesday?
Sure. Let's do Monday.
Monday?
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 Tuesday is their late day, so I don't know if that affects, I mean, having to stay late or whatever.
I'm not gonna be here either of those days, I'll be
Oh.
out of state, but, sorry.
I don't know how you want to do that. Okay.
I live right down the road.
So,
Monday, 5:30?
5:30.
Monday, 5:30.
April 30th.
Some
or
people are
March
driving
30th.
in from Madison, though.
I know. I was gonna say.
It's tight, but
Do you want to? We can do. Do you want to do 6?
can we do 6?
I don't, it's fine. I
Yeah.
work from home on Monday, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Monday.
nice. Monday at
Monday?
6? Monday at 6 personnel meeting then. Okay,
You already got the agenda, so you
Yep,
can get her
I'll
going.
that out.
Thank you. All right, there we go.
all right. Now I think we have all of our meetings covered. Now I'll entertain item 15.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Scholes will second.
I've got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries.
Thank you.